Hey everyone, how's it going? This is a no save, no damage playthrough of Resident Evil 2. The scenario is Leon B.
In the midst of the T-virus outbreak in Raccoon City, Claire Redfield succeeded in escaping from the city, along with one of the only other survivors, a young girl named Sherry. However, behind their escape was the lone survivor of the Raccoon City Police Department, Leon S. Kennedy.
What have we got here?
That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
What could have done this? What was that? What are these things? All right, that's far enough. Don't move! Don't move! No! What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit. I'm running out of ammo here.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
Going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place went insane.
The radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you.
No!
You okay?
Still in one piece.
That maniac's gonna win us! Run! Claire!
Leon!
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay, so for the uninitiated, the B scenarios are the reverse side of the A scenarios. To unlock a B scenario, you have to clear its corresponding A scenario. To unlock Leon B, you first have to clear Claire A. The B scenarios have a different path, and also different bosses, and consequently a completely different set of strats. So for the first set of enemies here, just run between all of them. There's pretty large girth. Not really much to explain. Just run by everything, don't get bit. Don't go back the way you came. In the American version, there will be a completely different zombie pattern than the one shown here. So the first set of objectives in the police station is to get the shotgun and the valve handle. The crows here can be easily avoided by hugging one side of the room. As long as the crows are taking off, then they won't deviate into their attack animation, so just try to move it as straight a line as possible. The code to the safe is 2236. Leon gets shotgun shells and a map. For this room, the correct order is to go grab the shotgun shells first, and then pick up the valve handle. Because if you try to pick up the valve handle and then try to pick up the shotgun shells second, then the zombies will swarm the shotgun shells. As a general rule of thumb, if you are trying to clear a room with zombies without shooting them, it's probably for the best to go for the more dangerous areas first, because the closer to their starting positions that they are, the less likely that they are to hit you. But then again, that also depends on the room overall. Sometimes jostling zombies from their initial positions is pretty much exactly what you need in order to be able to get all the items in a room. But overall, the idea here is to prepare for the first encounter with Mr. X. And that requires a lot of shotgun shells. Actually, truthfully, not that many shotgun shells. Most of the leftover shotgun shells that we have will be used against zombies. But for the first encounter with Mr. X, the safest way to get around him is to shoot him. So with these things in tow, heading back through the Crow hallway. Same strat as before. Hug the wall. Try and get as far past them as you can. I almost got pecked there. But generally, when there's crows, there's also a section of their initial formation that lets you pass right through them without getting caught on their hitboxes. So if you can identify that, then that is going to be the best line to take through the crows. It's not something that's completely obvious without trial and error. But in general, the farther you are from crows before they take off, the less likely you are to get pecked. So the plot goes, in an attempt to recover the G-Virus, Umbrella is deploying 6 T-103 Tyrants throughout Raccoon City. One of them is deployed at the RPD, and 5 others are deployed at the same facility in Resident Evil 3. You see those at the end of the game. At the end of Resident Evil 3, that is. So anyways, for the first encounter, stand right about there, fire 2 shots, retreat, fire 3 more shots, then switch to your handgun. I try to get him hung up here so that I can fire off as many shots into him as I can. There's still plenty of space to retreat in case he gets too close. You're probably wondering, why the hell is he firing the handgun faster than normal? It's because of a trick that I'm using. It's called quick-shotting. Quick-shotting is when you press R1 during a shot, or right after a shot, to cancel your recoil into another shot. It saves about a frame every shot. Definitely not for beginners. So for these lickers over here, I'm trying to stay as far away from them as possible because I can't really see them on this side. But I also want to aggro them into a specific animation so that I'll be able to fire at them from hip height. That's why I was running into the wall there. Because when a licker is trying to listen, remember that lickers are blind, they'll sit up on their hind legs and try to listen to you. Consequently, that also puts their hitbox at a higher position. So if Leon auto-aims while the lickers are on their hind legs, then you can blind fire them, and it usually takes about 3 shots to kill them at that point. Lickers in Resident Evil 2 are blind, but it actually makes them a lot of fun to juke. We're going to drop the knife, the valve handle, and also the handgun here. I'm actually not entirely sure why I picked up those handgun bullets earlier. Probably just to demonstrate that Mr. X has ammunition that you can pick up off of his dead body. Before we open the rest of the doors, though, we're going to take a little side trip. If you unlocked the special locker in the A scenario, then Brad will still be here in the B scenario. So you can decapitate him and pick up the key. That's one of the things about the B scenarios, is that whatever you do in the A scenarios carries over to the B scenarios, such as certain enemies killed affects certain enemy patterns. Unlocking certain doors in the A scenario will allow the opposite character to actually go through them in the B scenario. I forgot that I didn't use the computer there. Go me. And also there's a pickup with a machine gun and a side pack in the A scenario. Whichever item you left over gets used in the B scenario, or is available for pickup in the B scenario, rather. Also, clearing the B scenario with an A ranking or an S rank in the Japanese version will unlock the 4th survivor scenario. Of the 2 characters to play in the B scenario, Leon's B scenario is probably a lot harder. But because Leon already has a lighter, we can skip the room that we just passed. Claire is forced to go into that room to pick up the lighter. That was a total oh shit moment, by the way. Easily remedied as long as you pay attention to how many shells are in your shotgun. But overall, Leon's guns, while they're better for dealing with most conventional enemies, they don't do too terribly well against the B scenario bosses, such as the final form of Mr. X or the T-103 Tyrant. It causes nearly no hit stun and makes you a very, very easy target. One other thing I should mention is that going through the first floor first, after unlocking the door with the blue card key, prevents zombies from coming in through either window, allowing you to avoid them completely. But yeah, Leon's costumes, he either gets his RPD training fatigues, or he gets a cool biker jacket with a skull on the back of it. Is this why I got the handgun for? Probably so. Oh, right. I believe we got the handgun specifically for fighting spiders. Ah, whatever, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's been about a couple months since I've done this run, so I've pretty much forgotten the route, but we'll just pretend that I had a good reason for putting away the handgun there, because there is no way the inventory could have gotten jammed up to that point. Leon's guns also have a 100% chance of decapitating zombies. Well, just the shotgun and the Magnum, rather. So even on Nightmare Mode, which I did a segmented no damage run of a while back, is actually quite easy as long as you use Leon. Because zombies can take up to 22 shots to kill in that mode. Because we only have 2 shotgun shells here. Because we still have 18 handgun rounds. It's kind of worth it to show off Leon's special shooting pose just a little bit. There's a magnum in this locker also, a Desert Eagle. But Leon's special shooting pose, whenever he has a costume equipped with the handgun, he fires his handgun about 1.5 times faster than normal, about just barely slower than quick shotting with Leon's normal costume.
Hey! Wait!
In the Japanese versions, certain ammo pickups are visible, such as those shotgun shells there. Those shotgun shells are there in the American version, by the way. You just can't see them.
Leon!
Claire, you made it!
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl around here?
Yeah, you just missed her. Who is she?
I don't know. But it's too dangerous for her to stay here alone. Leon, I'll go look for her. You go and find us a way out of here.
Of course. But before I forget, here's a radio. That way we can keep in touch if something comes up.
Now that we have the diamond key, we can head over to the West office. The West office contains the hard key, and also it has an enemy pattern that is very subtly affected by A versus B scenarios. More shotgun shells in the drawer over here. With Leon's shotgun, try not to get too close. If you have to fire at zombies at waist height, because if you do, then you run the risk of the zombies splitting in half. And if that happens, well, I just hope you have an escape route planned, because you'll probably get your ankle bit. So now that we have the Magnum and both jewels, we're going to take a quick detour over to the room with the Virgin Heart statues. Oh, okay, that's pretty much exactly why I grabbed the handgun there. It had to have been to show off Leon's special shooting animation. But in doing this now, it saves a couple of trips to the inventory box later. You don't really have to do this now. You could always go to the basement, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way. Solving that puzzle gets the king plug. Now with our inventory cleared up, and with enough shotgun shells in our inventory, we can make our way into the basement. If you went to the library first and zombies busted through the windows, then they would appear in the east office, this hallway, and the basement hallway. So overall, you can see why it would be safer to just avoid the library until you are 100% ready to go through there. Because there is simply not enough shotgun shells to go around for all of those zombies. In order to power the door to the weapons storage locker, the solution to the puzzle is up, up, down, down, up.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
Ada, wait! Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now!
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Is this the guy?
Ben? You told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
So coming up are a couple of spiders in the basement. And spiders in Resident Evil 2 and 3 are assholes. They are literal walking assholes on 8 legs. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to light them the fuck up. But we gotta be smart about it. Otherwise they'll randomly spit at us. So this first one, easy peasy. Just fire at it 2 times. Wait. Oh, this is the one where I got a lucky critical on the spider from like a long distance. Oops. Normally that takes like about 6 shots to do, but... Yeah, so those spiders went down in 3 shotgun shells. They're not supposed to go down in 3 shotgun shells. The third shot on the first spider you're supposed to aim up on, and then you use auto-aim to occasionally check the spider's position off the screen, and if Leon stops auto-aiming, then it means the spider is dead. Keep that in mind for your own playthrough, because it will absolutely not happen the same way on your playthrough. Unless you're insanely lucky.
Ada? I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD. It's a dead end.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check. How cute. That little girl must have dropped this. I think I'll hold on to it for her.
For the record, the canon scenario order is Claire A, Leon B. Because Sherry does not get infected with the virus in Leon A, Claire B. Similarly to Leon's secondary costumes, Ada has a quick shot by default. You're probably wondering, based on the way she holds her gun, like, who the hell is she? And why is she so good at firing a gun? And why is she also the fastest out of all the characters? I actually am kind of looking forward to doing one of these for Extreme Battle Mode. Just so I can play as Ada. For that very reason. In the B scenarios, instead of dogs, you get zombies. There's only 4 of them. And if you go down the same elevator that Sherry comes up in the A scenarios, then you can also grab an extra box of shotgun shells for Leon. Yeah, EX Battle 3, no damage. Good fucking luck, Carcy. Also, we don't need no stinking shotgun shells.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here. Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
What? Ada, wait!
Leon, come in. I found the girl, and I've cleared the wreckage that was blocking the corridor.
Got it.
One other thing that B scenario characters can do is visit the same areas that the A scenario characters went through. So you can go through pretty much every area that Claire went through in Claire A that you would normally not be able to go through in Leon A, and vice versa. So clearing the rest of the RPD, we need 3 more plugs. These dogs over here, you can just run forward, twinge to the left, and then just correct your path and go straight to the door. Dodging them is actually a lot easier than it looks. Interestingly enough, there were zombies in this mortuary before, but now there are lickers. A little bit of foreboding to the idea that lickers are actually evolved zombies. As retconned in Resident Evil Remake, once a zombie is incapacitated, then it undergoes a metamorphosis into a Crimson Head. And then Resident Evil Outbreak explains that Crimson Heads in turn become lickers. The V-Act process is what it is called. Because there wouldn't have been enough room in our inventory, I decided to wait until later to grab the submachine gun. We just got the Magnum rounds, which should be enough to hold us over for a while. Also, we're just gonna avoid this large gaggle of zombies by taking the south end of the room. Now this room right here, incredibly risky. But what I do here... Oh yeah. That was actually really, really risky. The second I realized that my shotgun blast chopped both of them in half, that's when I decided to reset the room, because they will not respawn after that happens. But in general, when zombies are close like that, and you have a door, chances are your safer way to avoid damage is going to be by exiting the room and re-entering. If a zombie is on the floor and crawling, then it's already at 0 HP. So that means that it'll take either one more bullet to kill, or if you exit and re-enter the room, then the zombies will not spawn. In the A scenarios, the liquor will bust through the one-sided window if you grab the rook plug, but this time it happens if you grab the first aid spray, but because this is a no damage run, we're not going to grab any first aid sprays. Jump scare averted. Also, there's nothing in here. At least, I think there isn't. It's really quiet. You guys want to turn up your volume? I don't know. Really, really loud? Maybe see if there's something in the background? Gotcha, fuckers. Okay, you can turn your volume back down. In general, Mr. X walks really slow, so he wasn't going to cut off your exit. But he will cut off your exit here. Just hug the wall and you'll squeeze right past him. No big deal. We can go back the way we came in order to get back up to the second floor, but there's just one zombie in the way. No problemo, though. Actually, wait, I totally messed this up. I was supposed to ditch one more item, I think. Actually, no. It's just as well that we go this way, because we have to go back up to the second floor anyway in order to grab the crank. So, more Magnum rounds are in here. For some reason, I wasn't sure when exactly we were going to get the rest of the items in this room. I thought it was going to be after we jumped down the chute, but I guess it's right about now then, huh? Well, it's just as well, because we still have one inventory slot free, and that's evidently just enough room. Because going to the library after we grab the crank, we can also drop the shotgun, which we no longer need on account of having so goddamn many Magnum rounds. Man, it feels nice not having to deal with lickers here. In the speedrun, I actually have to run around those lickers. And they have killed many a run, I'll tell you what. So because Claire cleared this area in Claire A, Leon has to come through here to get the crank. Now's also a good time to equip the Magnum, because Mr. X is still stalking Leon, playing with his food. Good lord, this music. I remember the first time coming through this hallway and hearing that music. Like, wait, what? Why is Mr. X's music here? So yeah, now as you can see, we have a pretty crazy high surplus of Magnum rounds, which is, in general, more than enough to last the rest of the game. But now we should be able to take a pretty direct route to the first boss from here. The first B scenario boss, the first real B scenario boss. But Mr. X also has a lot of bullets you can pick up. But in that hallway is the first time that Mr. X has Magnum rounds. It's also a pretty valid strategy in a speedrun. If you happen to be running low on health and you don't want to get put into caution that particular run, you can just pop Mr. X a few times and grab his Magnum rounds. Generally, it's always best to drop him when he has Magnum rounds. But pretty much every other encounter where he doesn't have Magnum rounds, you might end up running away from him. But it usually takes about 3 to 5 Magnum rounds to take him down every time. I think his HP value is fixed based on the encounter. As you can see, the puzzle solutions in the B scenarios are exactly the same as they are in the A scenarios. The sewers are a pretty boring section of gameplay in general. Which are coming up after the first boss. Pretty lackadaisical section of gameplay, I guess. Just mostly there to buffer story, I suppose. Makes for better pacing in the second half of the game, I guess.
No! Get away! No!
you still hear me? Come on, answer!
Damn! I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
Ben.
Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
Leon.
Where are you going, Ada?
To the chemical plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
Ada, wait! Hey!
Leon, are you still there? We're leaving.
Are you crazy? The streets are still crawling with zombies.
It'll be all right, trust me. We found a way to the sewer. Follow us later.
Claire! Claire! Wait! Man, why doesn't anyone ever listen to me?
So one thing to note is the way the tertiary characters die in the B scenarios versus the A scenarios. In the A scenarios, Chief Irons or Ben will get an embryo shoved down their throat, and then they burst out from the inside. But in the B scenarios, Birkin just claws them to death. And speaking of which, the first boss is also not the G embryo in the B scenario. So this is Birkin's first form. And Birkin's first form is, as you can see, like not even the slightest bit difficult. You just pop off 6 shots and wait for him to fall over the railing.
Ada! What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
In reference to my no damage playthroughs, people have often asked, what's your fastest no damage time? And really, whenever I do my no damage runs, I do not have them with speed in mind. So they are not speed runs. They are finished rather quickly, but they're not speed runs. To be perfectly clear. But let's just put it this way. If you got no damage in a speedrun, chances are it's probably world record. an unbeatable world record. And to my knowledge, nobody has ever gotten no damage in a speedrun of Resident Evil 2 yet. With all of the strats that are implemented in a speedrun with the express purpose of completing the game as quickly as possible. That is to say, an optimal speedrun would be damageless anyway.
Ada! Heads up!
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
I am actually recording this video on my Twitch stream in front of my chat. Hi guys. One user asked, why the submachine gun and not the side pack? The reason I pick up the submachine gun as Leon and not the side pack is because Claire has more ammo types than Leon does.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe. How did you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus. William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him. Where did you get that pendant? It looks exactly like the one I gave Sherry. She dropped it. I've been holding on to it for her. Liar! Give it back to me! Too bad.
Because I killed the crocodile or alligator, it's an alligator, in the A scenario, it does not show up in the B scenario.
Ada?
But let's just say you kill the alligator with a knife in the A scenario, then it will show up in the B scenario because you didn't blow its head off. So for these spiders over here, you're going to want to take a wide arc around the corner. Sometimes the other spider on the ceiling may want to spit acid directly into your path, so just as well try to swerve out of the way before that happens. I suppose I'll mention now, because I didn't mention it earlier, the reason why I did pick up the submachine gun in the B scenario was because Leon's guns, while they do have a lot of knockback against lickers, like the Magnum just outright kills regular lickers, the super lickers in the lab only receive knockback from the Magnum, so it's better that I have a gun that stun locks lickers, because there's a lot of lickers in the laboratory in the B scenario.
Ada!
Leon,
This bullet wound isn't making things any easier.
quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up. That's 2 I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out. John's dead.
What?
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
Another user asked, is the spider spitting acid random, or can you kind of manipulate it? It kind of depends on the direction that the spider takes, which has a very minor influence by RNG. But in general, running the same path every time is going to be your safest bet. But in general, you could predict that the spider is going to spit acid, and moving directly out of any trajectory that the spider could spit acid into based on where it is facing is probably going to be the better option. Personally, the only times that I actually get acid spit, that I actually have an acid spit actually land on me, is in the small stretch of sewer outside of the waste plant in between the RPD and the first boss in any Leon scenario. So while those zombies are getting up, just run by them, don't worry about them. A nice showcase of pixelated spider guts. Thank you, Ada. So overall, I'd say that the hardest part of a damageless run is the enemies that have different patterns on account of RNG. because it means that you can't use the same strategy against them every time. Roughly 95% of instances where there are enemies, you can generally do the same thing in the same situation every time and come out without a scratch. But take, for instance, the final boss in the A scenarios as well as the Super Tyrant at the end of B scenarios. Those enemies are semi-random on account of them sometimes taking hit stun and sometimes not taking hit stun, as well as sometimes randomly attacking, randomly throwing out the wrong attack. So it means you kind of need to have a flowchart prepared for them in order to be able to succeed getting past them without taking damage. But for the most part, aside from a few bosses, Resident Evil 2 is generally not that difficult to get through without taking damage. As long as you know what bullets to use on what enemy pattern. And you do a little bit of light routing in advance. So, zombies cannot bite Ada. They can vomit on her if they're close enough. But generally, Ada will take them down if they get too close.
We finally arrived. There must be something hidden here.
So for this Mr. X fight here, I just back up into his spawn trigger so that I can run immediately forward, then spin around and shoot him. That allows me to quickly make space before I can shoot him.
Come on, let's go.
In general, dodging enemies in Resident Evil 2 is going to be way faster than shooting them. But it is also not always safe. Most dodges have varied success rates, but overall I would say that dodging is not really safer overall if the goal is to avoid damage.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it!
So instead of Birkin G2, Birkin G3 appears on the elevator instead. So for the first part of the fight, fire 6 shots. Then after the 6th shot, turn and run. And keep turning and running and firing. Until he starts spraying gore, and then he makes a hasty escape.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
Is it just me, or does everybody always ignore what I say? I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
In the US version, the Magnum rounds in the train are in the toilet. So now we have to turn power on to the elevator in that hallway over there. In order to do that, we have to go down this small elevator over here, and down yet another elevator, and get past some liquors. Going to go ahead and push this box in place for later. If this were a speedrun, the way that I am pushing that box right now is a surefire way to invalidate / kill the run. But given that this isn't a speedrun, it's no big deal if I mess this up. It'll look a little sloppy, but once again, the main goal is no damage and not speed. I have only ever done one no damage run of Leon B, and you are looking at it right now. But what I was attempting to do was a very, very tiny zip that would have saved a box push. It's something that I do out of habit. So, in the DualShock version of Resident Evil 2, both of these lickers spawn on the ground instead of on the ceiling. In the original PlayStation version, though, I'm not actually sure if that also applies to the American version or not. I haven't checked. The lickers will spawn on the ceiling instead. If they spawn on the ceiling, then all you have to do is walk a specific pattern and that way you're able to just kind of Metal Gear Solid your way past the lickers. In general, using the Metal Gear strats is probably the most fun that I have with lickers in Resident Evil, because it is possible to get around them without aggroing them at all on account of them being blind. But also the submachine gun, if they are aggroed and they're on the ground like that, just totally rips the shit out of them. Because they take hit stun on every single shot, and it also pushes them back. So it means that their bullshit one frame claw swipe does not connect. There's also an additional cutscene if you go back on board the train. A lot of the lab zombies are either completely naked or they have lab coats. Doesn't take much to deduce that all of the naked zombies are very much test subjects that were probably going to be subjected to G-virus infection, but on account of there being a T-virus spill in the lab, they all succumb to secondary infection. The IVs over here, you can take the same dodge that you can in the A scenarios, which is just hug the inner corner and slide along the wall, and you'll just push them out of the way. Because on most of the animation frames of the IV, you always have poise, or push priority as I like to call it. Poise if you play Dark Souls. Trying to pop off shots in an attempt to aggro the liquor towards me. Which is perfectly fine because We have like 1,000,000 billion bullets. So on top of causing hit stun, being able to knock them out of the air, basically the submachine gun is straight up the best weapon to use against Lickers. I personally would not use the submachine gun against zombies, simply because they are way too plentiful. And shooting them with the submachine gun also runs the risk of the zombies crawling towards you. Or worse yet, lunging at your legs. So it's better to just use one-hit kill weapons against zombies. Shotgun, Magnum. And just only use it on the ones that are directly in your way. But I'll tell you what though, for all the bullshit hits I've taken against Lickers and speedruns, it was actually quite satisfying to do a challenge playthrough where I get to just shred the shit out of them. Super Lickers in the labs have a slightly larger hitbox than the regular Lickers. But they also have more HP and they also do more damage. So one-hit Magnum kills do not work on these guys. For this last Licker over here, it's safe to just swerve around him and run, because we're not going back through here. Never ever. Never again. They don't take increased damage in the air whenever they do the flying jump slash. But it does knock them out of the air, and it is a very, very hard stun whenever it happens. As far as Licker attacks go, they have 3 attacks. Just a small swipe, a lick at medium range, and also a flying head chop, which actually is not an instant kill attack. On normal mode, the flying head chop does 110 damage, which is about 55% of your HP. Because Leon and Claire start off at 200 HP. Or rather, they have 200 max HP. Coming up is the final Mr. X encounter. Just use the Magnum to get past him.
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway.
So just run all the way over there. Leon will lock onto Mr. X with auto-aim, and he's down. And also he has Magnum rounds here. As a general rule of thumb, whenever I use auto-aim on certain enemies, I always try to make sure that I have a position picked out that works 100% of the time. And if, say, it's a Resident Evil game where your auto-aim locks slightly to the left, such as with Resident Evil 1 in some cases, then sometimes pressing the L1 button to swap targets will correct that. For the rest of the game, the only thing that is particularly risky is the Super Tyrant fight. Wow, geez, this hang. For a second I thought the game crashed.
Run! Ada! Ada!
Leon, please, escape.
No. We're a team. I can't just leave you behind.
I'm just a woman who fell in love with you. Nothing more.
Ada. No.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
I will always remember you. Goodbye, Ada.
I always grin uncontrollably in this cutscene. Because it's like, Leon, bro, she's been playing you the whole time.
Claire? Is that you? Where are you?
I can see you on the monitor. But never mind that right now. Leon, you have to go back and get Sherry for me. I left her in the security office. Please, you must save her.
Wait a second! What are you gonna do? Where are you going?
I still have a few loose ends to take care of. I'm counting on you.
Hello? Claire, are you there? Claire! The security office?
So the final encounter with Mr. X, as I've mentioned before, is pretty much where a good 95% of my no damage runs ended. Like, I practiced the hell out of the fight, but it was very, very difficult to determine what made Mr. X dash in and slash, and also what made him cooperate and take a shot. He has multiple AI phases that I could try to explain.
Sherry, I've come to get you out of here. Claire is waiting for you.
So in the B scenario, the character has to turn on the train. But Super Mr. X is one of the fastest enemies in the Resident Evil series and is also one of the most unpredictable. It is possible to dodge most of his attacks, but in general, the less time that you spend fighting him, the more likely you're going to be able to escape without taking damage.
Just rest here for now. Claire should be back soon.
But Mr. X's AI phases all depend on how close he is to you. But I forget, it's like, if he's farther away, then is it 8 steps before he charges you? Or vice versa? Or if he's closer to you, is it 8 steps? I think it might be 8 steps if he's closer. But also, depending on his position in the room and how close he is to a wall, he may also do 2 slashes in a row.
5 minutes until detonation.
And also, if Mr. X happens to be at the wrong range whenever you fire the rocket launcher in an attempt to kill him, and the AI change happens on roughly the same range of frames, sometimes your rocket will just pass right through Mr. X and it won't kill him. If you miss both rockets, then it's game over. And that's happened to me roughly more times than I'd like to admit. Obviously, it can't happen even once. But now that we're coming up on the actual fight, I guess I could give some insight into exactly what's going on here. It's been a while since I've practiced this fight, so bear with me. So for the first attack, step, swerve left, stuck right there on that dot, shot 2, and then he did a bear hug.
Use this!
Ada, is that you? Ada!
And that's shot number 3. And here I am expecting him to charge at me at any second. But because I ranged him just enough, he didn't dash in and slash.
Game over.
And of course, he was just barely out of range for the rocket to just straight up pass right through him as well. So I avoided that pothole as well. And once you've beaten Mr. X, that's pretty much it. All that's left is to combine the custom Magnum parts, which I completely neglected to mention that I picked up earlier. Sorry about that. Yeah, the custom Magnum is useful in the B scenario, and only in the B scenario. And only for the final boss fight. Any other time, it's completely useless simply because it fires too slow. But I do get to have some fun with the custom Magnum here because the custom Magnum does do multiple decaps if the enemies are lined up in a row. So it definitely has the strongest damage output of pretty much any regular weapon in the entire game. It's pretty OP, actually. But yeah, once you've done Super Mr. X, once you've done the Super Tyrant, then there's really nothing else. Nothing else that's dangerous. And you've pretty much gotten the run.
Sherry's unconscious.
I have the antidote. If I give it to her.
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Cherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Claire? Where am I?
It worked!
Oh, Sherry. You're gonna be okay. Thanks, Claire.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning. Goodbye, Ada.
There's literally nothing to the final boss.
What was that?
Each custom Magnum shot propels you backwards, so all you have to do is hold, aim, and hit fire. You can't fuck it up.
Warning, biohazardous outbreak imminent. The emergency system has been activated. This train will detonate. Repeat, this train will detonate.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The door won't open.
Like, literally 100% impossible to fuck up. So I guess I'll just kind of stop the commentary here, for the most part. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CarcinogenSDA. That's where I do most of my runs. That is my full-time job. I stream there 40 hours a week. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter and check out my Patreon page if you feel so inclined. It kind of really helps me a lot. And that being said, thank you for watching, and enjoy the ending.
Warning. Warning. The self-destruct system has been activated. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially. Repeat. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially.
Claire! Stop the train!
I can't. The door to the control room is locked.
Claire? What is this? Stay back.
This is not good. Leon, where are you?
Wonderful.
Sherry? What are you doing?
We have to stop the train, right? I can do it.
But come and get me. I'm right here.
Which one's the right switch? Maybe this one?
Sherry!
Leon! Ah!
Can't hold on.
Push the switch over there!
Got it!
Finally, the exit.
Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Where's Claire? Claire? Claire!
Right here.
Claire!
I guess we all made it. They just won't quit. Come on, we have to get out of here. Run! So, it's finally over. Sherry, you look terrible.
No worse than you, Claire.
Come on, time to leave.
Now? What's wrong? Is something following us?
We have to go. We don't have any time to waste.
Go? Where?
Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.